is this beautiful edge design featuring triangles that hang off the bottom of your work, and you incorporate beads through them. On this video, I'll teach you how to do the Beaded Triangles Edge. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some cotton yarn size 2. Okay, so for this design, you're going to start with a foundation chain that's a multiple of 18 plus 2. And I'm not very good with math, but I'm going to try and explain to you how many beads you need per set of repeats. So I have 20 chains to start. I've only done like 1 repetition because it's a multiple of 18, right? So 1 multiple plus 2 is 20. Now for these 18 chains plus 2, I'm going to be able to make 5 triangles. Each triangle you need 6 beads for. So therefore you need 30 beads. 30 beads per repeat. And the repeat is of 18 chains plus 2. So then that way you can kind of multiply, if you're going to do this 3, 4, 5 times, then you're going to multiply that number by 30 beads, because that's the amount of beads that you need for the 1 repeat. I hope that makes sense. Maybe you want to write that down so you can kind of do the math for yourself. Okay, let's begin the repeat. We're going to begin with row 1. For row 1, you're going to do 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So I skip my first chain into the next. I'm going to do a single crochet. And by the way, I'm using really fine yarn for this because my beads were really small. So I had to figure out what yarn to use I'd be able to fit them through. Now for this row, you just want to do a single crochet into each chain all the way to the end. So do 1 single crochet per chain all the way, and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, this here is the end of row 1. I've done 1 single crochet per chain of the foundation chain. Now we're going to move on to row 2. For row 2, we're going to chain 1 and flip your work. We're going to do 1 single crochet into the first stitch. So into the first stitch, just a single crochet. And from here, we're going to start the repeat. The repeat starts by you grabbing a bead. Pull 1 bead forward. For this, you're going to have to kind of wiggle it down and place it right over there, right next to your hook. And from here, you chain 1. Now you want to do that 5 more times for a total of 6 times. So grab another bead, bring it as close to your hook as possible, like that. And from there, chain 1. And that's how we're going to be incorporating the beads. Go ahead and do this 4 more times, bringing a bead forward and chaining 1 until you have a total of 6 beads. I'm going to do that off camera and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just brought my 6 bead through and did my chain 1. So I'm just going to show you. Pull my hook out of the work. And right now, let me just pull it so that it doesn't unravel. So right now I've got those chains. I can see the chains from like the front, and on the other side is the bead. So now we're going to be working through the chains that you can see on this side. The bead's kind of in the way, but you're going to have to push through those chains. You see the V's kind of vertically right now, so like facing down this way, and that's the chain that you're going to work through. So let me reinsert my hook, and to continue the repeat of row 2, we're going to work 1 single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So skip the first one into the next. Again, the bead's kind of in the way, but I'm going to go under the chain and here do a single crochet. Now we're going to work 1 stitch into each of the next 4 chains. We're going to be like creating the shape of the triangle. So we're going to be growing our stitch. On to the next one, you're going to work 1 half double crochet. So go into the next chain. Again, kind of pushing through the bead. Grabbing your yarn, pulling it back. From here, half double crochet. On to the next chain, you're going to work a double crochet. So yarn over, go into the next chain, grab the yarn and pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's the double crochet. Into the next chain, you're going to work a treble crochet. So yarn over twice, into the next chain. I go under 1 loop, you'll notice. It's hard to show you because of the size of my hook. I should use a smaller hook for this yarn, but I want my stitches to be big. There we go. Now grab my yarn through and yarn over, pull through 2 at a time. And now into the next chain, we're going to work a double treble crochet. So yarn over 3 times, go into the chain. It feels a little funny when you have a bead in like getting in the way. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 at a time. Okay, and now I've created the triangle. So let me just show you here. This cute little triangle with the beads kind of hanging on the one side. It's really hard to like grab it and show you, but there we have it. Let's continue on. We're gonna be skipping 5 single crochets of the previous row, and then you're gonna do 1 single crochet into the next. So here, let me see if I can show you untwisted. I am skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the next, which is this one here. Gonna insert my hook and then do a single crochet. And you skip those 5 stitches because that's kind of the width of the triangle. Let's continue here. We're going to go back to the beginning of the repeat. Let me see. Yes, we're going to go back to the beginning of the repeat. The repeat starts by grabbing a bead. So we're grabbing that first bead of the next triangle forward, as close as you can to the hook. And then you chain 1. And remember, you're going to do this a total of 6 times. So I'm going to do this off camera because I already showed you how to do several slowly. You bring your bead closest to your hook and you chain 1. I'm going to do this 4 more times off camera and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did my 6 bead placements with the chain 1 afterwards. So let's do this again together. Now we're going to be working through the chain. I go through like the top loop only. So to begin the triangle, you're going to skip the first chain, and into the next, you're going to do a single crochet. Into the next chain, you're going to do a half double crochet. Into the next, a double crochet. Into the next, a treble crochet. So yarn over twice. Go into the next chain. Oh, one in through the wrong one. I feel like if you do the chains a little looser, this would be easier as well. So just make sure that your chains are not super tight. Yarn over, pull through 2 at a time for a treble crochet. And the very last one, I'm doing a double treble crochet. So I yarn over 3 times, insert my hook, and now you're just pulling through 2 at a time. Okay, I've got my second triangle made. Now I'm going to go back to the base and skip 5 stitches. Let me see here. Skip. So it's just hard to show you and grab it at the same time. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into this one here, I gotta insert my hook and do a single crochet. And that is my second triangle. Oh, second triangle here. So I'm just gonna continue repeat. Well, I only have 1 more to go because I only have like the 1 repeat of 18 chains. So I'm gonna do my final one off camera. I'll be skipping these 5 stitches, and my very last single crochet is gonna go into the last stitch of the row. So I'll just do the triangles with the beads and I'll show you how to finish the row. Okay, I just did my last triangle here and I've inserted my hook into the last stitch of the row. Because that means I've skipped 5, and now into my very last stitch, I'm doing a single crochet. And I'm so sorry, this yarn is very flimsy. But again, it's the only yarn that I could use to thread the beads through. So The work is like a little bit floppy. If you're working with maybe sturdier yarn, like a little bit harder, then you'll be able to appreciate the triangles a bit better. Now we're gonna move on to row 3. So for row 3, we are chaining 1 and flip your work. Flipping my work, I gotta just put it down to make sure that I am seeing the other side of the triangle. Okay, and now we're gonna do 1 single crochet into the 3rd skipped single crochet. So what does that mean? Oh, I see. So we're going to be doing, you know how you skipped 5 stitches? So into the 3rd one that you skipped, you're going to do a single crochet. So let's count here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why I only have 4 here. I should have 5. 2, 4, 5. Interesting. I may have skipped here something. But that's okay. I'm going to just go into the 2nd stitch here. You should have 5. And if you have 4 like me, then let's just kind of cheat it a little bit. We're going to go into that stitch. Let me just grab my yarn properly here. We're going to go into the 2nd stitch that is skipped and do a single crochet there. Now from here, we're going to work that next triangle. So we're going to be placing a bead. You're grabbing a bead and bringing it forward and doing a chain 1. Remember, if your chain is loose, it's going to make it easier to work in later. And that's what we're doing. We're going to do another 5 of these to create the triangle. You know this repetition by now. Bring your bead forward, chain 1 loosely, and do this 6 times, a total of 6 times. I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did my 6 beads with a chain 1. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing working down. So we're doing the single crochet into the 2nd chain from the hook. Then half double crochet into the next. I'm going to push my beads down. Then a double crochet into the next. And every time I want to make sure that my beads are kind of staying in the same side, that I'm not pulling them back. Then a treble crochet into the next. And now a double treble crochet into the next. And last of the chains, I've got my triangle here. And now to complete this repeat, we're going to be skipping 5 single crochets on the previous row. Essentially what we're doing is we're going to find again the 3rd stitch of the 5 that you skipped previously. So under this next triangle, you have 5 stitches underneath, and you're going to find the 3rd one and into it do a single crochet. So here I do have 5. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the 3rd one of those 5, insert your hook and do a single crochet. And from here, you're going to start the next triangle. So again, the triangle begins by placing a bead and doing a chain 1. And you do that a total of 6 times. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to do this 2nd triangle off camera, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I've finished my 2nd triangle here. And essentially, the 2 triangles that you've made on row 3 are kind of in between the triangles from the previous row. So it's going to give you a 2nd layer of triangles above them. That's why you started from that 3rd stitch skipped. Now to finish this row, row 3, you're just going to do a single crochet into the next 3rd stitch of the 5 that you skipped. So you find that single crochet, insert your hook into it, and do a single crochet. Now if you have more stitches, then you would just continue doing these kind of in between the triangles from the previous row. And now we can go ahead and cut off our yarn. Because of my yarn, again, it's a little bit weird looking, but let me just show it to you like facing down, which is how you would use this edge. You would incorporate it to your design from above like this, right? And so your triangles are dangling from your work and there's beads going through them. The front layer, the beads are going this way. The back layer, the beads are going the other way. So then you can, whenever you're ready, just cut off your yarn, thread your ends through, and incorporate it to your project. Alrighty, here we have it. How fun is this? You see those triangles, like 2 layers of triangles. The last row you make is the row that's gonna be forward in the work. So you just gotta make sure that the 3, like the row that has the most triangles is in the back. And then the row that has the most triangles is at the front. This is what it looks like. Super cute. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.